Ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone. This is our new song from Just Pure Talk.
Step into the light where the chatter's loud. We're breaking it down for the curious crowd. Hot topics spinning like a neon wheel. Truth so pure you can touch and feel. Just Pure Talk with DJ Verm. AK and friends keep the world in turn. Voices collide where the fire ignites. Bringing the heat through all the nights.
So for people that just joined me, here's a little sample of our new song that I will be editing a little bit more, maybe to make it shorter.
Rhythm of clubs to the world we know. Untwisting the buzz while the stories flow. Tech beats pounding, but the talk stays raw. Life on the mic with no flaw, no draw. Just pure talk with DJ Verm. AK and friends keep the world in turn. Voices collide where the fire ignites. Bringing the heat through all the nights.
So this is a little techno song. So hey everybody, DJ Verm here. I wanted to show you the intro. We're working on something I'm trying to figure out. AI does a lot of stuff. Can you believe it? This was done on AI. I'm even going to say the app. It's solo. So it's a music production. You put your ideas on a template, and the AI creates your. So it's Just Pure Talk with DJ Verm, Akai, and friends. It just says Akai, not Akai. So yeah. So I want to have a little fun here. Hey everybody, DJ Verm again. One more time, I'm saying it. Did I say it was DJ Verm? I did say it was DJ Verm. So, ladies and gents, tonight we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Akai surely has a whole list of talking about stuff. And I know lately I've been sending him a lot.
I have a
of
whole
stuff.
list that you sent me.
I know he's been sent.
We can discuss that list if you would like.
Topics that are mainly maybe posted a lot more in Canada. So, because me and Akai took an agreement, as he an American and I a Canadian, that everything that I find weird or stuff like that on my news side, I would send him. So now I've been sending him a lot of these chatty things and stuff like that. And I should have kept it like the topics, and like we could play them and then talk about it. But I think we're going to do that next time. We're going to do that next time, but we could talk about it. So were you able to get a couple of topics that you wanted to talk about? Let's talk about one that I've seen you go like, nah. So one American fellow was able to say that April 20th, Trump would crash down.
Oh, okay.
Trump would crash down the United States.
Martial law.
To a point where he's going to call martial law. We heard that a lot here, okay? By the way, okay?
Okay.
And, it would call out martial law. Then the army would take over the whole country. And President Trump would be able to do what the hell he wants. He wants to break down the Constitution. So that would be the best part of him, to break down the Constitution. Now, I mean, that's what's said. It's not me. Please, people, all fellow Americans, I'm not saying nonsense. It was said. I sent it as a proof. Because Akai, every time I talk to him about something, he always says, "I need to see it." So now,
I appreciate that you sent him to me.
Now,
and so when I researched into his little diatribe, like trying to find out who this guy was and all that stuff, he runs some, let's be nice, be do-gooders thing, he's basing it off of the executive order Trump signed to put in order to fix the border and stop all the illegals coming across. And they have 90 days to submit a report back to the president. And if the report is not satisfactory, then the president can put more troops down on the border by using that clause in there. which would be considered like martial law, but it's a little different than martial law.
Well, no, but it could be. I understand. I mean, but I mean, at the end of the day, what I've been hearing and stuff like that is and that's why I want to defend you.
They're taking it way out of context.
Well, there's a lot of stuff being taken way out of context. I know.
The other one was,
but it's always good.
That it was a quick web search for me. I was like, HSS changed their flag. What are they talking about? So I actually went out to the HSS website. It is changed. It is a changed flag.
Yeah.
And I had, what's this flag?
9 stars.
And it's not a Confederate flag like they're saying. It was a flag going back to like when this country was formed, and that was changed in 2020.
Okay.
So did Trump change that, or was that a Biden White House change?
Well, I mean, you'd have to go back in 2020.
Yeah, I believe Biden was president back then.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to go back in 2020. But I mainly think more of the conspiration of people thinking, you know, about like, okay.
Oh, wait, I was wrong. 2020. Oh, it was Joe Biden.
Yeah, but Joe Biden was the president.
Joe Biden was president.
But I mean, at the end of the day, is it a website? Because I don't know that website. I didn't go really in deep. I know when I throw it to you, you're going to go in deep. So I know how you are. So the thing is, but I mean, what would it be? What would it be? What is it representing? Why would that girl go crazy? That woman that talked.
Well, my theory on why these people go crazy is because they don't have a brain, and they can't spend 5 minutes in front of their computer going, "Why is this here?"
Okay.
Because literally, that's what I did.
Yeah, you've done it, but there's a lot of people saying lately, and we're hearing it clearly, that all people that are in the White House are not only having. There's a lot of people with no brains. Also, so
yeah,
what was
I'm trying to find this here, the explanation on what the flag is,
because it could be just something representative. I mean,
it's been published on government websites since 2021. I can't find it. I should have saved it from last night, but my computer crashed last night. Okay. So, of course, I lost all my stuff I had out there. But it's changed to a 9-star flag.
Okay. There you go. So it's, when I send it to you, it says that always something to consider, always something to look at, always, if we look at the X-Files, they were always finding these little proofs. So I'm just trying to understand everything that's going on. Because, I mean, Kai, 5 million people can't be wrong. That's what I was telling you. There's so much.
Well, 5 million people can be wrong.
Well, you're going to say for one person that 5 people are wrong. They're doing the.
Everybody that's feeding. If you're feeding wrong information, and they keep perpetuating that wrong information from client to client or person to person, however you want to explain it, then all those people are wrong because they've been fed the wrong information.
Okay, but what happened for the elections? That's what happened, Guy.
What happened in the elections?
The wrong information. So that a lot of people voted for him, and he's not doing what he said.
He's doing exactly what he said.
Bent. It's bent. It's not exactly what he said.
He said
no, but I mean, it's been proven on videos. He said something. It's not done. I'm just saying that's what we
hear. He's got 4 years to get it done.
Well, he said he would do it in 24 hours. So
Biden and Kamala Harris promised a bunch of crap. None of it ever got done. Obama promised to go to the crap he promised. None of it ever got done. Clinton promised a whole bunch of crap. Never got done.
The thing is, they never crashed the economy.
They didn't crash the economy.
They are he's crashing.
It's not crashing the economy. The economy is bounding back up. It's over 40,000 right now.
No, but I mean, I don't know if you're seeing the same economy as that, but I could tell you that my actions, all my actions are down. I'm losing money like hell. So I mean, if you're telling me it's up, there's something wrong.
The stock market is up right now.
Huh? Well, it's not what New York.
And it was a one-day dip because he said, "Hey, I'm going to tariff all these people."
You know why it's up?
And
you want me to tell you why it's up?
What's up?
He gave a 90-day leeway for the second what do you call it? The second tariffs. So
yeah, and he also
so now the stock market went like, whew, okay. But
he also increased the tariff on China by 125%.
Yeah.
Which, I understand it hurts people in the short term. I get that, and I know a lot of people get told one thing about what tariffs do and that thing, other thing. I think he's trying to fix trade disparities between countries. Mm-hmm. Right or wrong, I don't know. All I can do is it hopes it brings manufacturing back to this country. The hope that brings pharmaceutical back to this country.
Yeah. There was an economist that said if an iPhone, he used the iPhone, if an iPhone was fabricated totally in the US, the iPhone would cost $4,000.
Yeah, but it's fabricated in China. It costs $10 to manufacture and still costs $1,500.
No, I know, but look, that's the American.
Why does it cost $10? Why does it cost $10 to manufacture it in China?
Well, last time I heard an economist talking about more of $100, but
okay, $100. Let's say $100.
No, but you said $100 for some.
Let's say $100.
Yeah.
Why does it cost $100 to manufacture an iPhone in China?
Cheap labor?
Huh? Slave labor, maybe?
I'm not going to say slave labor.
I'm going to say slave labor. You can't even leave the compound, firm. You're locked in for your entire contract as a slave. You eat when they tell you. You work when they tell you. It's like being in the military.
You're gonna have to send me the proof, like your brother.
Just go look at the documentaries about Foxconn. People, they had to install nets between the floors to stop people from jumping off and killing themselves.
Could be.
It's truth. Go look up the documentaries.
Then why are we helping out that company?
I don't know.
iPhones then.
I don't know.
You're buying an iPhone. You have iPhone.
I bought an iPhone. Yeah.
I got an iPhone.
Because I'm stuck. Because personally, and I know people aren't going to like this, Android sucks. And before you go off on the deep end, I've been using an iPhone too long to switch over to that system that's so goofy. I don't like it.
Yeah. But sure, it's more easier for an iPhone.
But an Android person that tries to use Apple and they're like, oh, dear God, how do you people do this? It's the same thing.
Yeah. But I mean, I can't say you're totally right because I haven't really seen it, but I'm just going to tell you, I heard it talk about $100. The only thing I'm going to tell you, how much products are done over there by a lot of American companies and Canadian companies, okay? And maybe profiting of the cheap labor. Well, now it's not going to be cheap anymore because that $10 is going to be at 125% up.
Yeah. And so the cost of an iPhone is going to go up 125%.
That's why Apple, what did they say on the news? Apple bought like 50,000 phones that they transferred right away before the tariff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I overheard.
It sucks. I got people that are saying it sucks. I get it. The cost of materials are going up. The cost of materials are harder to get because they don't know which way the tariffs are going. But you got to have a reset every once in a while. And if this is our reset for our 20 years, then let it reset. Because the last time this happened was in 2008. Everybody freaked out because the stock market dropped 35%. 2 years later, it was above and beyond what it was. So don't sell your stocks. Hold on to everything like a freaking miserly old lady. And in a couple years, this should bounce back. And that's what I'm being told by people who make more money than I ever do doing this crap.
You don't need to. And any economist is going to tell you there's ups and downs.
Yeah. But it sucks. And I feel sorry for people that are retired that are taking a 10% hit on their portfolios.
Well,
but
and the veterans, and you're friends with veterans.
Here's my thing though. If you're retired and all your stuff is in stock, you're a moron. Because you're not dividing up your pools of money correctly. Go see a financial advisor. Pay for the advice. Diversify. Get into mutual funds and bonds and other forms of making money that are, yes, you don't make 20% like you do in the stock market. You're making 6%, but you're not beholden to the stock market swing. That money is still worth that amount of money. Yeah. It doesn't lose value.
Yeah. Totally right with you. Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to understand. What else did we send? Just so we could go on, because I don't want to hold on for about an hour with the same topic. But what else?
Well, a lot of it was tariff based, and then a lot of it concentration camp in Gitmo. Really? So now all detainment facilities that hold illegal aliens are now concentration camps? Is that what we're saying?
Well, that's what they were saying, not me.
So what about all the concentration camps in Canada then, Verm? Tell us about those. You don't have a concentration. You don't have a detainment facility for illegal aliens.
You have detainment facilities for people that steal, for prisoners, killers, but it's not concentration camps. We don't take a person that is wait. We don't take a person that is talking Spanish and say, "You're talking Spanish. We're throwing you in El Salvador." No,
that's not what's happening.
A couple of these things are happening.
A couple have happened, and there's been mistakes, and they fixed them.
I'll find you the other videos, but
Canada's never made a mistake.
I'm not saying they don't make mistakes. Yeah, but Kai, I'm not talking about us.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. The same stuff happens on both sides of the border. They're just calling it a concentration camp because they don't like the fact that somebody said, "Hey, we found an illegal. We don't have room for him in our facilities here in the States. So now we're going to send him to a place where we do have room, Gitmo." So we send him to Gitmo, where we have people that do that, where we already have the infrastructure set up to handle that. And if you're here illegally, big word, you ready? Illegal. That means it broke the law. Then get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because if I come illegally to your country, damn sure I'm getting kicked out, if not arrested.
Well, at the moment, that's what they're doing, because there's a lot of people from the States that are running away from the States, and they're
good. Arrest them and deport them.
Someone in Canada, and now they're throwing them back to the United States. So
you know what the easiest path is for a Jamaican to get into America? They fly to Canada and then come across the border.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. That's happening, but
not anymore.
It could
happen. I'm not going to say no, but not anymore, because both borders are being checked, and
they should be.
And you know that
they should be, because good fences make good neighbors.
But I know, and it's okay, and you know that I sent you a couple of videos because you asked me something.
That one guy that he said what he said, and I'm like, but it has no evidence. It doesn't even tell me who that couple is that got banned for 5 years?
I'm gonna find that one because
I want to dig into that one, because if that's what's truly happened to them, that is so wrong.
No.
And I will stand next to him and fight and go, look, you got screwed.
Yeah, I know. No, and I know you did say, Verm, I would help you out anytime. It's not that. I'm just saying that what is being told, okay, there's a lot of concrete. Because, I mean, I understand that there's the AI, there's this, there's that, there can be fake news.
Every time I look up one of those, we got held in America because we're trying to go visit. And then when I research into it, I find out they got a bad visa, a bad student visa, they were a criminal, or they got busted for something else and got held. And I'm like, well,
do you know that Canadians, or maybe everybody, okay, I'm not going to say just Canadians, do you know that when you cross the border, the new rule is that Border Patrol could take your cell phone and go through it to see if you are a negative person to get into the United States?
The same thing that Canada does?
Well, I mean, I've never seen that in Canada. I'm not saying it's not done.
I've seen it on the Border Show for Canada, where they're looking through people's phones going, you can't have that here. You got to delete this.
In Canada, the rule is they have to have proof of, say, the guys, they found drugs on him. Now
drugs or something they don't like. It could be a movie.
Well, things that they're not allowed to go through the border.
Yeah, things they're not allowed to bring to the border. And I understand that. I understand that.
Anything, food. Sometimes Chinese people, they bring in these freaking
so
weird foods.
What's the difference when you come this way? If country A can go through your phone, and then country B has never gone through your phone, but all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're going to go through your phone, make sure you're not doing something weird. And now they start going through phones. Now all of a sudden that's a problem because country B is doing it. Yeah. But it's the exact same thing that all these other countries do.
Right. The thing that I mean, this is me. The thing that I think is we all have a legal right of, how do you call it, you guys?
What, privacy?
There's the privacy part. If there's no proof, say I'm a father, because that's what happened to a couple. If there's no proof of doing something wrong,
you don't need proof. All you need is probable cause in most situations.
I understand, but I mean, in a sense, you have a liberty. You're. I mean, if I'm not bringing in drugs or whatever, unless I start doing something that I'll tell off the patrol. But he's still not allowed to take the phone, or he's not allowed to ask, do you like Trump? And then the person says, well, luckily he's not my president. And
I still need to see if that's true or not. But if that is true, the border guard's totally in the wrong.
Yes. And
he needs to be penalized or fired or whatever.
Girl that can't cross the border. Was it cross the border from Mexico to the United States? I'm just getting mixed up, maybe. Well, she was a Canadian, and she crossed the border, and ICE locked her up for 12 days.
Because she had a bad visa.
She went on the news. She did go on the news. She explained everything on the Canadian news. She went on the news.
Yeah.
And
I remember you showing me her name and all that stuff, and I looked it up.
I sent you a video on it.
And she had a bad visa.
No, but she explained it.
Well, you can explain it all you want. You got a bad visa. You're not supposed to be there. They're going to detain you.
Okay. It never happened before. I mean,
no, it never happened before. And now we have all these illegals in this country that are sucking our system dry.
I understand.
And if you don't drop the hammer and go after everybody equally, then they're going to be like, oh, you're just going after the brown people. Oh, no. You're just going after the black people.
Well, they're already.
You're not bugging the white people.
Yeah. So.
And that's true. They're going to say that.
Yeah. We're at half an hour already. I'm just going to tell you this. Ladies and gents, I'm not cutting off my buddy. He's my friend, by the way. So I'm Canadian. I live in Canada. He's American. He lives in the States. So what we do lately, because of all what's happening, I keep saying what's happening on the planet, we debate on it. So I don't want you guys that are listening to us think that me and the Kai are mad at each other or something like that. We are not.
No,
we are friends. We debate. Okay? So he says his point of view. I say mine.
He's wrong and I'm right. That's all we need to know.
Yeah, and we're best friends. So don't worry. We're not getting mad at each other, but we are saying what we see. So
no,
I have my point as a Canadian, and yeah.
And one of the things I like to bring up is I understand how Canadians got offended when Trump said they were going to make you the 51st state.
You're going back there.
No, I am going back there because I want to put it out there that I understand why. And yeah.
Well,
I would be offended too, but
it's like it's the same thing as the patriotic people.
Yeah.
In the States, if we say something bad about the president, what are they going to do? They'll get pissed off.
They're going to get pissed off, and they have every right to get pissed off.
No, that's it. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And
Trudeau, we don't call him a governor. He's the prime minister. But did you? I
remember what the other one was.
It's Cartney. I can't say his name. Now that's him. He doesn't say that anymore.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what I think of Trudeau because then that wouldn't be fair.
No, I'm not saying that he's safe. It's not what I'm saying.
I'm not going to badmouth him. Just
no, but it's not what he's. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. There needs to have some respect. I would respect the man if we were at a function or something like that. But when I'm talking about people, and I'll flat out tell you when Trump does something bonehead, I'll tell you that's a stupid move where he sounds like an idiot. And there are some things where I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Well, like we say, both parties say stuff, and sometimes it doesn't make sense. Neither one, neither the other. So,
the other item, and I just remembered it before I forget it again, was they were worried about us launching attacks on Mexican cartel drug.
I read it. I have it in the newspaper right now. I read it, and he's saying it.
Oh, he's saying it. It's going to happen.
He's saying,
and he's got permission from Mexico to do it.
Well, it's not what's written, but I don't think that the president of Mexico, that what's her name, that beautiful president.
Well, it's going to come down. It's going to come down to one or two things. Mexico. It's either the U.S. military is going to start executing them at the border as they try to cross and come through tunnels, or we'll just flood their tunnels with explosive gas and detonate them. And if they happen to blow up in Mexico, oh well, maybe the Mexican government should have done something about it. Because that would be that's like the whole fentanyl thing from Canada, where Canadians got upset because Trump said fentanyl was coming across the border from Canada. Well, small amounts were.
43 ounces.
Yeah, small amounts were.
43
and
ounces.
Canada stepped up. Canada stepped up and said, we'll try to not let that happen again. We totally agree with you. Drugs shouldn't be flowing across borders. Either way, nothing from Canada, from America should be flowing north either.
No, but a lot of drugs from the States got into Canada.
Yeah, and that's wrong. And that's wrong. It shouldn't happen.
No.
But a lot of drugs, illegal drugs, narcotics, child trafficking, all the stuff that these cartels are doing illegal, human trafficking, needs to stop, and the Mexican government is doing nothing about it.
No, I'm with you on that. I mean, I don't believe
so. So how do we defend from that?
Well,
Some of these Mexican cartels have more military personnel than their country's military.
but I got a question for you. Don't you guys have special elite military men that could drop into a country, blah, 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 and get out, and then
Yeah.
no one knows what happened?
Why should I risk them?
I'm just saying it.
You know, it's way cheaper to send a drone over and go.
Yeah, but that's the technology of today. And that's what Putin is doing.
Well, you know how much it costs to train a special forces soldier?
Are we starting to think like the Russians?
No, I mean more of the Russians starting to think like us.
No, I mean, it's the reverse. Trump is a guy. You guys never talked that way before. It's since Trump.
What? I used to work on the border. I used to work on the border, overwatching into Mexico with a thermal scope, going, we got 5 guys in a Hyundai. Yep, they just got stuck. They're moving north. Go pick them up. Oh, look, the car's full of drugs.
Yeah,
Every night.
Yeah.
7 days a week, 365 days a year. That crap is spewing across into our country, and it's like a sieve down there.
Yeah. Miami is full of drugs. And also because of the Colombians.
So what do we do?
Mexicans, Colombians also.
Oh yeah, it's all, but you know, they see an easy way to make money. It's something they can get into. There's plenty of product down there to sell. And if you get it across the border and get paid, you can make a payday. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to feed your family.
Are you following? Because I did ask you to look into it and try to look into it, not just because of the guy, but more of what he's saying. Have you started just to look a little bit at Midas Touch?
I have not even been able to locate Midas Touch yet. I know you sent me a link, and I think it's over here somewhere.
But I want you to look into that. I mean, the guy talks about Trump negatively, so don't
all the time, which is going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I know, but don't. What I want you to listen to.
If you can back it with facts.
Yeah, he's backing with facts, and it's the real facts. It's not like made up facts. He's taking the clip of Trump in the media or meeting or YouTube, and it's all real stuff. I listen to him. I listen to him every day. Every day, he's a lot of feedback that I got that he's bringing back, and he even brings a lot of people from Canada to his show. So the ones that are like Mark, and there's another one, what's his name, that says up front what he thinks lately. And a lot of the words are coming out as a regime. So that's what people are scared of.
Well, like I said, I think these guys are shock jocks, but for politics.
I'm not saying they're not profiting of all this information to become popular.
Oh, these guys are making tons of money doing this stuff.
I'm just saying, but you know, media is media.
He's got 4.7 million followers on YouTube, it looks like.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's 3 guys that run that. And I could tell you one thing, they always come up with proof. Okay, he does his show. He talks about, well, Trump is this guy's this, Vance is this. I mean, he does a show, but technically when he talks about the topic, he brings the proof. So that's the one thing that I like of him, is he'll come up with this clip. He'll say, listen to this clip. Boom. Then he puts a real clip, the clip that everybody's seen on the news. Puts the real clip, and then he'll bring you right into that clip and say, well, listen to that. Because we have discussed
the whole clip thing, where they'll play a part of a clip and go, look, this guy's an idiot. or this guy's a racist, or this guy, you know, is anti this or anti that. And then you go back and listen to the whole speech and you're like, that is not what he was talking about.
But he played a couple of full ones. I mean, the guy's not foolish. I mean,
no,
I could go back. I see these clips.
But that's my problem when I go into these people and they're just playing a clip, and then I have to go find the whole speech or the whole interview and figure out, okay, where did they get that clip from? What was he talking about?
It's on YouTube. They got all the clips are there. Everything is there. The real thing is there because I'm on YouTube all the time. YouTube, I'm doing a lot of pub for you. But I mean, you know, I go on the clips, I go listen to them. I told you, me and you were the same. We like to understand the information. And that's one of the reasons why I send you a lot of that, because I want your point of view also. It's important. Your point of view is
inundated
important.
last night.
What?
Somebody said they were going to bed.
Yeah, I know.
And then
I know.
47 TikTok clips later.
I started off on,
I'm gonna go to bed, okay?
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cha-bing, cha-bing,
yeah, I know.
cha-bing. I'm like,
I
is he okay?
I got into Instagram, and then for some reason, everything was popping up one after the other. I was going,
Yeah, but
it must have listened to me and said,
and I understand where you got it, but half of that crap was just pure BS.
well,
I'm like, wow, that's really stretching it.
but the thing is that you know what I want us to understand through that? Because only time will tell us. Okay? I mean,
Only time will. It hasn't even been 90 days yet.
oh, he's done a lot of damage already, but that's him.
Or has he?
He has. I mean, I know he
What
has.
damage has he done?
The rest of the planet knows he has.
What damage has he done?
We're always talking about economy. He's playing.
All these countries are now wanting to come to the table and talk to him. Even the EU is now wanting to come to the table and talk to him.
Talk.
Good. They can talk. Talk it out. Talk it out. Come up with your deal. And if it's acceptable, they'll accept it and go forward with it. But you know what?
But if
I can't import a Ford to Germany without exorbitant tariffs. But we can import their BMWs, Porsches, and Audis over here.
No, they put the tariffs up themselves.
It's not a lot of tariff that gets put on them. Just a itty bitty little one.
No,
But the tariff they put on that American car coming to their country is hideous.
Yeah, but the problem is they're not going to buy them. They're not going to buy them.
Well, and we're not going to buy theirs. We'll put the same tariff on their car that they're putting on ours.
Right. I mean, I'm an American car buyer. I've always had GM or either Chrysler. Why am I going to go pay today? I'm talking about today, if it doesn't change. Why am I going to go pay a car 50 to 75%? I don't know where it is. I think it's 50 now. Why am I going to go buy a car at 50% more? I don't need to waste my money. There's so much competition. I'm already thinking that they should open the border for China to send their cars to Canada. Because they always respected you guys. They never done it. They charge I think it's 100 or 150% tariff, so Chinese can't bring their cars to Canada for respect for the American car.
Yeah, do whatever. Your country needs to do whatever it wants to do.
No,
whatever's best for Canada, do what you got to do.
No,
and whatever best for America, we're going to do what we can do. But the thing I don't understand is people can look at our politics and our stuff, and it's on their news 24/7 what we're doing over here.
But I can't, because
even when I go to foreign country, even when I go into foreign countries,
yeah,
and I'm visiting, hey, I'll just listen to the local news and see what's going on, and it's all about America, and I'm like, who cares? What's going on here?
You're not the national country. How do I call it? You're the man. I'm losing my English. the power, how we say, because I have it in French.
I understand that it's a world power, that, we have a strong
Everybody
military,
knows
all that crap. But I mean,
everybody does. If it's ridiculous like it is now, or if it was serious like it was, we always been, and this is my Canadian heart, because I am Canadian. So we always been aside with you guys, defending everything, helping you guys in military tactics in different countries like Afghanistan, like Vietnam, like the World War II. Mm-hmm. Canada has always been brother to the United States. A lot of people died for the freedom of the States and Canada. You know that. You were in the military. You know that. So me being poked as a Canadian by a American president, not the, but a American president, and saying that Canada's ripping off the United States, I'm totally going to tell you it's not true. It's proven that it's not true. I have numbers on that trade spending thing.
Oh, yeah, there was a whole bunch of wacky stuff going on there.
There's numbers where it's proven by economists, because people were going crazy. They're going, what is he talking about, 300%? What is he talking about, this trade ripoff that Canada is ripping off the United States? It's not true. It's proven that it's the reverse. Because Canada has always sold his products cheap. They were saying that Canada, and I've seen it not too long ago, Canada, if we calculate the debt and everything that we owe, that exchange debt, free trade debt, whatever.
Yeah.
Per people, it's $9,300 that we buy off you guys.
Per Canadian, it's like $1,500 US per citizen here.
And we're talking about, you're going to say the amount's ridiculous, but it's still $9,000 per person.
Yeah, but
that's
that's
for you guys.
That's 50.
You're at.
That's 9,000 for 40 million people.
How many people are you? You're what? 300 million?
340 million or something like that.
It was proven that you guys buy off 1,300 worth of bucks. So the Economist said, if what's the term that Trump uses in the economy? He says if someone is taking advantage of someone, it's because you guys buy a lot out of us, on us, because we have the stock, we have the stuff. It's like the wood, Canadian wood. It's the best wood, Canadian wood. And we have the lumber. Why do you think the president wanted to have Canada? It's not because he just feels to have us. It's for all the resource that we got. Clean water, electricity, wood, oil. If that would have been a 51st state, you wouldn't have paid for it anymore. Who's texting you and they're saying that we're going berserk?
Well, I was just reversing the math.
Yeah.
It's actually, if we would be technically paying, if we had the same thing as Canada population wise, we would be paying $12,000 per person.
Yeah. But you buy more. You need more resources.
We do buy more, and
you need
we
more
do buy
resources.
lumber. But do you know what's happened now that we have cheap Canadian lumber?
Trees, it's been proven. They showed it on the map. Once you're going to go through your trees, there's no more trees in the United States. You don't got that much lumber. The guy showed the map. They took out the lumber map.
I get that, but you know what's happened to all the mills around here in the United States?
They must have shut down.
They've shut down.
No, I know, Kyle.
Because lumber's so cheap coming from Canada.
If you don't have lumber, why do you need mills?
We had lumber.
Not enough. Not enough for you guys in the States.
Oh, we have
300 and something million people needs lumber.
We have lumber.
I didn't say you don't. They showed it on the map. They showed
It's
why.
the fact that Canada was producing it so cheap, cheaper than Americans could produce it, And that's why people started using Canadian lumber, which
No,
I have no problem with.
they said
It
because
was a cost value thing. If I can get a 4x4 for $8 versus $20, people are going to buy the $8 one.
but a guy, they were doing the lumber. You say it was cheap. It's like the oil. You guys, did you know that you'd buy off the oil cheap?
We do buy the oil cheap, and then we transport it down to the refineries.
No, wait. You bring it. They bring it to your guys' refineries because you have the equipment to transform it into gas and whatever. And then you sell it. You sell it back to us. More. It costs more for us.
Yeah, and then your government taxes the living snot out of it, which makes it obscene to buy a gallon of gas up there.
Not saying they took out the carbon tax.
Finally,
That's 8
Thank
cents
God.
off the gas, but not in Quebec
why not in Quebec?
because it's not the same tax. Because don't forget, Quebec is a sovereign province, and they have their own way of working. So we are at the moment challenging the government to try to do a tax rebate because technically it's not fair. Because all the rest
No,
of Canada
it's-
has 8 cents less the gas.
I don't understand why gasoline costs so much in Canada. And a majority of it is taxes and fees.
Okay, the Canadians have, and I know we always argue on this. Canadians have a lot of services that need to be paid. Like
Okay.
now, you guys are turning off on a lot of that. We have a lot of services that need to be paid, from medical. We have that card where everything is paid. So we all know how much it costs to go to a hospital. I mean, you have special insurance.
Yeah, because the hospitals are ripping people off with the pharmaceutical
How
companies.
much can it? I don't want to have your total base price, but how much does it cost for a family? You're what, 3 that you pay for?
I want to say it's like $1,500 a month or something like that.
Okay, so $1,500 a month. Well, it's not that bad, but say $1,500 a month. If you didn't need to pay that,
But I am
But you-
paying it.
but technically, I know that you guys have a better service.
But I am paying it. If I
Yeah,
live
no.
in Canada, I'm still paying the $1,500 a month. I just pay it on every gallon of gasoline, every food item I buy, everything that they think deems causes cancer or is bad for your health. They put an additional health tax on. They,
Well,
You know.
cigarettes kill.
yeah. Well, so do Twinkies.
And a lot of stuff that you guys have, like Fruit Loops, that have an ingredient that we don't have in
Yeah.
Canada and neither in Europe. They took out all these ingredients. The guy showed
Oh
me
yeah,
that.
some of these, like red dye number what's and
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
There we go.
all that crap needs to go, and it's been needed to go for years. But
And
the
I don't
pharmaceutical
understand why
companies aren't going to let it, and the
the states
FDA is not going to let it. But
why do
if
Americans?
Trump wouldn't have got in office, we wouldn't have Kennedy sitting over there going, "That crap's bad for you. We need to get rid of it."
Yeah, a lot of people make mistakes.
Because I guarantee, if it had been another Democrat that got in office, Kennedy would be nowhere near that position to go, "That's bad for you."
That's another reason why we have a Canadian health. I'm trying to remember what it is, but that checks everything out. Like you guys have whatchamacallit there, the ones that check.
I personally think no matter how good they are, they're all selling their soul to some company
I'm not gonna say no.
because it's politics. It's all politicians, and politicians are evil.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, in a sense,
All ALL, all politicians are evil.
yeah. They all say they're crap.
They will sell their mother.
They sell exactly. No, I'm with you on that. I think that's where we get aligned together. I understand that. I'm even with you on that one.
I think I just go for the worst of two evils is what I'm trying to go for, and hopefully come out ahead.
I think we all do that now. Why do you think what's happening now? Let's say exactly the same thing.
That's why Kamala lost.
But
One, she sucked as a candidate.
yeah,
Nobody liked her.
they have a clip. They have a real recorded when they were a debate. There was a debate with Trump, and she said what was going to happen, and it's happening. She said that Trump would do that, and they would cut off, and hell would break loose in the States, and she did say it.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen.
So I'm just going like, well, so
You know, she doesn't like. She did not like a lot of. Well, and I've never ever seen a president have so much legal action against him.
No, understandable.
From one party, because flat out it was the Democrats that were going full tilt on Trump, and every time they lost because it got proven that he didn't do that. That's not illegal. That's not a crime. You know, what was said and done wasn't against the law. And then 2 days later, they're like, oh, we're going to take him to court for this and this and that. They've never done that to a Democratic president. Ever. What's the worst thing I've ever seen to happen to a Democratic president in my lifetime was Bill Clinton. You know, because he was getting some hooky in a closet with an intern. Putting his cigars where they don't belong.
Maybe they taste better. I don't know. Ugh.
Oh.
Ah! Yeah. I don't know. I've never tried it and I don't want to try it. I respect women not to put cigars there. God.
Well, some women like that. So.
Yeah, well, yeah. Some women.
Some women. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
don't yuck somebody else's yum, Verm.
So, exactly. So, who?
Don't yuck somebody else's yum.
Yeah, you're right. Totally. So just to let everybody know, I know we're at 3 minutes left. Yeah, I can't believe this.
Jeez Louise.
Just to let you know, everybody, that we have a lot of fun here on Just Group.
I will put this Midas. I got a 2-hour drive tomorrow morning. I will put this podcast on, and if I don't punch the phone,
well, tell me about it. Yeah.
You know, I would like to see what he's got to say, but.
No, but listen, don't always, he doesn't like Trump. So don't.
No, I get that.
Don't listen when he calls him an income poop or he calls him whatever. Go for the facts. I know you're a guy with facts. You're a guy of facts.
But here's what I find funny is we'll call Biden crazy or senile, but we never really disrespected him.
No.
No, you never disrespect him, really. I mean, we'll say like, yeah, I think he's a little crazy, or maybe his Alzheimer's is kicking in today. But when the left talks about him, man, they're vitriol.
Yeah,
it like oozes evil. And I'm like, look, you could talk bad about the guy. Say you don't like him. But and I'll see how this guy talks about him. If he talks about him and it's in a more respectful way than other people, then I'll listen to him. But if he starts just going off on how much of a twat wagon he is, and I'm going to be like, he's going to lose me.
And I've listened to him. I've listened to him a lot. I'm always on his show every time. I listen to him a lot, but I just don't listen always to. I mean, I listen to his facts, and then I go look at other facts to make sure that it's not just him, and that it's someone else also saying exactly the same thing. So at least we know it's not tricked. Okay?
Part of it also is, and I don't mind doing it for you, but I get bombarded with a lot of crap all day long.
Oh, for sure.
And people like this, that, the other thing, and oh my God, this is happening, that's happening. And then I go research it for them, and I go, this is not happening. This is what's happening.
Okay.
Well, where'd you find that out? Well, oddly enough, when you go to these government websites and you type in the information that you're trying to receive, or have you ever tried Google? And it brings up the information. Well, I talked to you because you know. I go, I don't know. I just looked it up on Google, dude.
No, I mean, you have to go get more proof. You can't just take one word because someone could cook up anything, and you got to look at a couple.
Oh, well, especially with AI out there nowadays.
And I know. I could tell you. I done a little video. I done a video with AI. I have one. I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can.
Well, they got that new thing that's coming out for AI where you could basically take a photo of somebody and do a video with them talking absolute bullcrap.
Yeah, no, but that's what I did. I'm telling you. I've seen it. I've seen a clip that says do a free video of AI. So I wrote a text on Just Pure Talk, and I choose a girl. Okay, choose a girl, and then I wrote the text and I said generate. So it sent me the text. It's like really. It's like wow. Okay. It's like we're at another state, and it's talking about Just Pure Talk for us. And she's sitting on the sofa. Her hands are moving like us. It doesn't even look fake. It doesn't.
That's crazy.
It looks like a real woman talking and saying, "Hey, this is Alex. Have you listened to Just Pure Talk?" Because that's what I wrote. So she exactly said it. And Just Pure Talk. No, it's Just Pure Talk.
And I catch some of these ads on YouTube, and I'm like, "That's AI."
Oh, sure.
And I'm like, they screwed up the saying of that word. That's AI.
Yeah. Too bad I don't got. Too bad. Can I go in my Gmail here? I can't. If I go in my Gmail with this computer, I could get that video and I could show you. You're gonna go like, huh?
Yeah, you'll have to send it to me.
Yeah. So, ladies and gents, already the hours pass. Hey, this was really interesting. Thank you very much for the people that were connected with us tonight. I could see a lot of people connected. It's fun. Come join us every week on.
If you got a topic.
Different topics. And if you want us to talk about a different topic, put it in the comments. We're going to read the comments. We need your support. Kai's going to go with technical speech, but we need your support. So please leave a comment in our YouTube channel because it does help us out. Okay, Kai, hit it.
Okay, please like and subscribe because it all helps us out in the long run. We're on multiple platforms, and just go out there and do that thing. If you can also go to vermlandradio.com and go to the swag store we have up there. We have a little thing button that says shop. Go out there, things you buy like cups and shirts and stuff like this. And are these shirts up there? I don't know if these shirts are up there or not.
The ones that we're wearing is the ones that I got made. Yeah.
Yeah. So these weren't up there, but the other ones.
No, but they have the same logo, everything. So someone can get a shirt that looks like it. Yeah. Yeah.
So you could be part of the LPV crew wearing an LPV shirt.
Yeah. Ladies and gents,
join the nation.
Americans, don't forget, I'm Canadian and I love America.
America. And I love Canada because they have poutine.
No, I know. Exactly. I'm just saying that I'm not into this.
And maple syrup.
Just like my ass is scared lately. I'm not going through the border. With everything I'm hearing, I'm not going through the border. So
well, and my counter question is the same thing happening on the other side now? Because there's retaliatory whatever.
No, you're not going to see that with Canadians. Never. I could put my hand. I'm just saying that there's people crossing the border that are maybe the illegal. I don't know. I didn't go through it lately, but a lot of Haitian Mexicans that are traveling through the official border, not going through the lines and stuff like that. Their official border. And they're taking them in and asking them questions, but now it's filtered. So now if it's not going well, they send them back to the States. There's a bus that continually sends us back to the border. So they go, I'm sorry, you're going back to the United States. But there's one reason why, because we have enough of people that got in the country. So, I mean, nothing wrong. I don't know why, but there's a reason why they throw them back. They send them back. Not throw them back, but send them back. So there's always a reason why.
There's three. You guys have 3 facilities in Canada.
Yeah, you're not going to have an American that's unsatisfied and being beaten up by a Canadian. You're not going to have that.
Whoa.
No, I didn't say it can't happen. Guys
Hold on.
taking a drink.
Guys at a bar.
No, but that's the bar.
Akai was at a bar.
Yeah.
Canadian police do not F around. I will just say this because we were at a bar, people got a little too rowdy, and some people got a beat down outside the bar by the cops. They were not playing.
No, but you done something wrong. It's not like if you're just
That wouldn't
crossing
happen
border
in the
with
States,
someone
dude. That would not happen in the States. You get arrested and put in the back of a car, you wouldn't get a beat down and told to go home. I'd rather have the beat down and told to go home personally. Usually that way you don't have a record. But
I do like that. Ladies and gents, thank you very much, everybody. See us all next Wednesday at the same time. So
Yes.
come and join us. And if you want, you could chat with us, throw topics in the chat, and we'll be really fine with that to answer your questions. Have a nice one.